Bleed, you bastards! Good evening, everyone. I am the Nebagram, and welcome to another episode, update, video thing of Minecraft Fat of the Land. I see love hearts. I don't see any baby villagers coming out of there. It's been a while. It's been about a month since my last update, and I've done a few things in this world that I feel warrant actually doing an update video, and an update obviously on MinecraftWorldMap.com. If you hear me gasping for breath at any point, it's because it's currently about 30 degrees Celsius in England and my bones melt at about 21, so it may get a bit difficult for me at some point, but I'll do the best I can. First things first, we are here. My carrots in my automated villager feeder in the automated villager breeder, splat, seem to be running out, so I'll have to refill them at some point, but that's not going to be the focus of today's episode. As you can tell, I've done a few updates to it. I've added in a additional thing here for librarians, specifically for librarians that I get out of the breeder. As you can see, this guy, I've got a few decent trades on him. Guy, or some librarian, so it's more likely to be a woman than a guy, but you know what we say, never mind. Over here is the usual villager rotisserie, which has at least one librarian still in it, and I may have accidentally killed off a few more of them. We've got the usual stuff in here: farmer, another farmer, a librarian who sells Silk Touch for 15, and I think he's the guy who sells his woman who sells his cells. Well, you saw it on the screen, it was Curse of Vanishing for 26. I'm going to stop talking now on this topic, because this is the way I've updated the thingamabob, the minecart dispenser. It simply dispenses one out of there, powered rail, so it goes wherever I want it to. That way, if I want it to go into the regular rotisserie, that way for a librarian. Simple as that, really. Can't say any more than that, so we will move swiftly on. Those dark oak saplings are there for a reason. My armour has taken a beating for a reason. But it's not the reason that happened a couple of weeks ago when I was playing, when I spotted an enderman walking around here carrying a bit of netherrack. This whole area is supposed to be spawn proof, especially inside the tree here, and especially inside the nether portion of the tree that you can see up there. However, it wasn't spawn proof, an enderman got in there and helped itself to a bit of netherrack, so I've had to do a bit of repairs to that. So that was a bit frustrating. Even more frustrated when I heard that there was a zombie somewhere in the tree, and it was in the most unlikely place possible. I will show you where that is, I'll be right back. And I'm back in a creative version of Fat of the Land. You can hear the zombie actually. There we are. There he is. In that little 2x2 bit of netherrack that somehow 2x2x1 bit of netherrack that I somehow managed to leave whilst I was building this nether portion of the complex here. I patched up all the gaps, put in a bit more glowstone, because it was over here that the netherrack kept going missing, so hopefully that won't happen anymore. Everything seems to be shored up in here. Have I left any gaps in this bit? Oh, I have. Bugger me. Baby zombie in there at some point, maybe? You know what we say, regardless. Never mind. Back to regular Fat of the Land in a bit. And we're back in regular Fat of the Land, and we're going to head over here to the eastern complex, and this new bit that I built over here, which is supposed to be a super smelter, but is in fact a miserable failure, and I'll show you why in a bit. I've added this entire ring in. It's the same size and shape as the rings that contain the wheat and the sugarcane farm, both of which have been going quite well. The hole that I started digging out that I showed you last time, I've dug out a bit more of it. I think I've drained another lava pool over there, which I only saw when I built this bit. I've dug a bit more out of the hole. I'm almost down to where the top of the slime farm is, so I'm not sure whether or not I want to go any further than that. I might do, because I'm going to put more slime farms in there. I don't want it to be too cluttered, but I'd have a definite plan for that part. The idea for this super smelter is you put items in the trap chest there. They filter down through the system into these furnaces here. What I forgot was Well, what I assumed was that you put items into a chest and it will filter through the hoppers one by one so that you can sort of split 16 items between 16 double chests. No. Basically, they'll all go one after the other into the same 2 chests and filter through so that only 2 out of these 32 furnaces was actually doing any work. So I'm definitely going to have to work on fixing this at some point. As you can tell, it's all coaled up and ready to go and nothing to actually go for. Spare coal here. That would have been the output chests. And I love the whole industrial sort of Heath Robinson look of this, but sadly that doesn't seem to work right, so that's been declared a miserable failure for now. I will work on that at some point, but it's sort of on the back burner for now. Haha, pun intended. Back we go to the rest of the complex. Before I do that, I'm just going to check on this first, because I reckon the wheat will be ready for harvesting. Oh, I think that just fired. So I think we won't... Oh no, the minecart's there, so it can't have fired. Never mind. Plenty of pumpkins and plenty of melon, so I'm happy with that. I'll just check on the wheat to see if you can fire it when you get the world download, and the answer to that appears to be a definite yes. So that's something to look forward to, hearing the multiple splashes of all the wheat going into the hoppers. But next we are going to head back to this, well, the regular complex, the non-eastern complex, but not the western complex. The western complex name is trademarked and reserved for something specifically... Oh, that didn't work. That did. Yeah, the western complex is going to be a specific thing that I'm going to build someplace in the west of this world. I would be more specific than that, but obviously I talk crap most of the time, and I don't really want to let off any secrets yet. I will let off this firework though. It doesn't have a charge in it. I wonder if I could let off a firework and it could go up through the water. That's something to try at some point later. But for now, never mind. I've shown you the redesign of the villager breeder and the redesign of the nether tree. Well, we haven't seen the inside of the nether tree, but if you go inside it you will see the redesign. I don't like going in there because mobs do spawn in there, and that's a hassle I don't need. It took me ages to build that thing, it took me ages to expand it even further, and unlike most trees that I see people build, this actually has crap filled right the way from the floor to the ceiling, and that's like 100 vertical blocks. It's functional rather than decorative. Obviously I don't include the legend that is B00-100 in that build crap trees list, because his was rather good. So was Doc's from the World Tour series that he did about 5 years ago. Go on, getting nostalgic now. So I'm going to go to a part of the complex. I shall go to a part of the world, that's better. My tongue really does not like me. I shall go to a part of the world that I haven't been to in a while, but I have done a lot of work on, and that is down and over here. We're going through the Nether Hub. I haven't done any work in here either in ages, but I have got quite a bit more supplies in here than I used to. The reason for that is because I dug out an expansion literally a couple of hours ago. I put in an expansion to the Nether Hub. Well, it's not really in the hub anymore because it's miles away. Did I miss a block there? No, that's just from where I need to put in the stone blocks, okay? That's good to know, because as you can imagine, digging down this far wasn't without its hassles and its hazards. I think out there-ish, if you dig out a wide of about 30ish, you will see massive amounts of lava pool that's been mined out, and there's an advanced lighting technique there. We're going to head a long way into the nether now. This is a tunnel I've been meaning to put in for ages. Oh god, bleeding ghost blocks. Hate them! I had a ghost block earlier whilst I was trying to mine out next to some lava, and naturally that resulted in me burning and taking that damage that you see there. So yeah, if I had died I would have considered basically taking out a lawsuit against Dinnerbane, but fortunately it didn't come to that. I see another a ghost block there that I missed. Pissing thing. And another one. And more hazardous advanced dieting techniques over here. Did I miss? Yeah, I missed. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I'm not going to put one in there because that's just going to be ridiculously hazardous and going to drop stuff all over the place. This is why my pick's also got a lot of wear tunneling that out. But this tunnel leads here to the Gwrniad Fram. And there's a reason for that. Unfortunately I haven't replaced the glass yet because you do tend to bump your head a little, so I'm going to have to do something about that, maybe get Silk Touch out, but that's going to be a bit hazardous to do, what with all the pig dudes around. As you can tell there's absolutely loads of them around at the moment, but you know what I mean. So the Gwrniad Fram is where I have been spending a lot of my time over the last few weeks since the last update, and as you can tell it looks quite a bit different than it did. It used to be basically a cobblestone surrounded pool in the ground, and the item elevator used to be a joke as well, but I've rebuilt it, added in some cobblestone. It's basically got a fully solid cap on top of it. These lamps, these nice animated, what are they, sea lanterns, they were originally going to be dotted around the edge like this. I'm probably going to put them in a solid ring because this thing's been running on just a little bit of overtime at the moment. As you can tell from the drops that I've been getting, it's pulling its weight. I'm guessing, here we go, plenty of prismarine crystals as well. So it's not like I can't make a ridiculous crap ton of sea lanterns if I wanted to. And I'm getting enough fish that I can basically afford to make fish my new primary food source. And there's also about 4 double chests worth of it in the nether part of the Gwrniad Fram as well. Got a decent amount of ink too. This is a very, very basic item filter, as you can see. 4 things filtered, 4 things, 4 chests filled. I think I've got 3 for prismarine shards, 2 for prismarine crystals, 2 for fish, and 1 at the end there for ink. So that's more than I'll ever need because I'm going to be doing a lot of building here, filling in all these gaps. These gaps are all going to be prismarine bricks, so that's going to take up a lot of the actual prismarine shards. And obviously I'm going to be casting over tons of it right the way to the temple, which this will hopefully help to build. That's the overflow chest, because I was digging out a hell of a lot down there to replace the item elevators. I built 2 of them because of the ridiculous amount of drops that this thing gets. It needs 2 of them just to keep up with demand. And that resulted, the way I designed that is very simple. I don't even need to show you it because I've already shown you it. It is the same design from the Super Smelter. The item trail from the farm goes into a double chest, split into 2 hoppers. This does take them out evenly. It will favour one over the other, but if you've got massive amounts going in there faster than it can get rid of them, it will split them between the 2 hoppers. And yeah, it basically deposits them out here up through the very, very basic glass item elevator design into a water stream, over some ice, into some hoppers, bada bing, bada bang. That's all you really need to know. So, next I'm going to show you up in the high efficiency area of the Gwrniad Fram. Woohoo! That worked almost first time. And we get in there via the water break. And safely in. I've expanded this a bit as well. I can put this away while I'm here. Actually, I can't put that away, or that. Screw it, I'll put it up here. And why not? I have expanded the upper ring here. This is where I put my brewing stations. I've smelting up some fish in here. Right, so we've got, what, 12 in there. Oh yeah, that's going to be going a while. So I'm going to get some coal blocks in there. I was using saplings, but I think you need 2 saplings to smelt 1 fish, and that's really not fast enough. So I'm going to get some coal blocks in there at some point. Just smelt it through and basically have enough food to last me forever. Over there, that's the parts... Hang on a sec, I can get on top of that. If I'm very clever... Yes, there we go. Apparently I'm not clever enough, but I am now. Over there, that sort of peninsula there was a part of the overviewer where the terrain changed, because all this was actually, this jungle here was generated in 1.2. It's a very, very old part of the world that I discovered when I was exploring out in another phone going off. Be right back. Sorry about that. Yeah, this part of the world here, this jungle, was generated in 1.2, which is why there's a Guardian farm like in the middle of half jungle and half swamp. It was meant to be there in 1.7. Ironically, if you load up this seed, there you are. It's on minecraftworldmap.com as well, but I just thought I'd put it on screen because I don't do it that often. If you load up this seed in 1.12 or any earlier, I think from 1.9 onwards, the Guardian farm isn't actually here. It's only there in like 1.7 and maybe 1.8, so I'm lucky I built the farm when I did. And it's this accessible because the other nearest one is quite a ways away. It's towards the north of the world. It might still function as the Guardian farm, but I'm not 100% certain. But yeah, it's here anyway. It's working because I'm up in a high efficiency area. It'll be working exceptionally well. And over there is 1.7 terrain, and that was a bit of terrain cut off there abruptly, and I thought I didn't like that. I don't like the way it looks on the overviewer. This is the only part of the world that has stuff in it that I regularly go to where you have that abrupt cut off, so I thought I would terraform that part of the world there and basically mine out all the sand and the sandstone there and use it for my own nefarious purposes. I've got something like 3 double chests of sand back at the complex now. I've got about 20 stacks of glass smelting up because I'm really running low on that. So that's the way that's going. I'm rather happy with that at the moment. And I'm especially happy with the Grawnyard farm. This dark oak here is going to be part of the expansion to the farm here. Obviously I need... This is actually nether brick fence, and I need more of that at some point, but I've got more netherite than I know what I can do with, so getting it isn't going to be an issue. I put in the brewing station that was down beside the tree over there. This is all slabs, by the way, so nothing can spawn up here, but I will torch it up at any point, at some point anyway. I'm going to put in a dark oak tree farm in here at some point as well, probably around here. So I have two going down the middle like this, and then another 2 at this point, just so that I can get some wood. And of course I've had to build as well an AFK fish farm. It's the most recent design by Zumavoid, and it works like this. You click on the trapdoor like that, you keep clicking, it thinks you're clicking on the note block, so you can just hold down right click until you catch something, and then you re-click on the trapdoor. Sometimes it misbehaves, but other than that you can do this AFK. Plenty of stuff coming your way, XP as well. This is meant to be a Leo 3 look at the C3 fishing rod. So, let's have a look at what we've got. Plenty of storage down here for my drops as well. And we've got a water bottle and a bit of fish. Still, you know what we're saying, never mind, these things are proven, the AFK fish farm, so I shall be using that a lot when I want to AFK up here. Get lots of drops from the Grawnyard farm. If you don't know why I call it that, you probably don't read Private Eye. And I imagine most people who watch YouTube probably don't read Private Eye either, but never mind. This has been episode of Minecraft Father the Land. I shall do a bit more work on the Grognard from here, on the actual... I can't believe it's not a temple type of thing, before uploading... Oh, there, cat. And I shall see you again soon for more Minecraft Father the Land goodness. Look at the fish. Good night, everyone.